Bell.
Boom Bam Connect. This is an update on the tragic loss that happened at Brighton's Beach of the three black women. This operation, I believe is called. Not I believe. I know is called Operation Ledmore. That the police has named as Operation, doing their investigation into this. We've also got a update with a statement from their family member, their father Joseph, and yeah, let's just get into this. Boom Bam Connect. This is such like a this is I can't even explain like this needs, obviously we need answers, but right now what I've read so far and what I've been following, because I've been following this case, is we're not really getting no answers. Is like I'm seeing a lot of theories, and the theories are coming from this from people. You get what I mean? And right now we could all have theories. I'm gonna debunk a few of the theories, but I'm not gonna make none of my own theories. I'm just gonna debunk a few theories, but I'm not saying no one is right, no one is wrong. Until the investigation is completed, I feel like just for the families, um, for respect to the family, we should, content creators, people just should allow their theories. You know what I mean? Like allow their theories. But yeah, or just leave like just alright, because and understand like this is something that we're all invested into, but there's a thin line where it comes from like being invested into something and also being, I won't say in some cases could be disrespectful, but also being trying to be respectful, because you have to understand the family has lost not one, not two, but three of their members, like of their siblings, of their daughters, of their cousins, of their, you know what I mean? Like it's like so many people are upset, and we're upset, and we're not related. Do you understand what I mean? So understand. Let us take a second out to understand how the relatives of these three women are feeling at this time and moment. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. Let me get this up to one. Let me get this up. There's not really, see, news like this. It's not really the news that I want to be like sharing, but I have to. I feel obliged that I have to not make content but share, like speak about this, start conversations, maybe like let our community see, and not only our community, the outer community see how when it comes to us, and I actually, for once, it feels like is our community, so the people on socials are talking up, and this is what is creating so much news and so much around this three women that passed away. And I won't say it's definitely good in it, but we need to. It's like sometimes it's a little too late. You get what I mean? But yeah, let me get into this. Obviously, I'm just gonna have these pictures up here. These pictures have been said to be AI generated. I'm gonna show you the real photos, but I believe the photos that they have is from when they were younger, because the family members said they didn't really have a recent photo of all three of them together. So the photos that we've been seeing, these photos been AI generated. So as I said, the operation is called Operation what did I say? Operation Ledmore, yeah. And let me just break it down. So if for people that don't know what has happened, and people that are just watching this today and ain't seen my previous content, I'll give you a rundown. So what happened was emergency services were called to Brighton Beach seafront at Madeira Drive around 5:45 a.m. after a report that of a person was in the water. The Coast Guard teams and the lifeboats and helicopter joined the response. Then they found that it was three women. Bodies were recovered from the scene near Black Rock / Madeira Drive. Anyone that knows Brighton Beach, they will know where Madeira Drive is a popular part and so many people access Brighton's beach through. There's like a slope that takes you down onto the beach. Yeah, the three women later identified as sisters Jane and Toro, Christiana Waters, and Rebecca Waters, 31. They were from Uxbridge of West London. The latest police position. Currently the police are saying they believe there's no foul play, but yes, let's lead on to the investigation because I will question that. I'm just gonna question everything right now because, as I said, the content that I made years ago, not years ago, last year. Let me get up the actual photo of. So, as I said, that these photos are meant to be AI generated. These are the three girls, but this is them when they were younger. That's like one of the only pictures like they had with all three of them together. Do you understand what I mean? So that's why they opted to do the AI generated photos. So, but we understand that, and at the end of the day, like AI nowadays, I was watching something the other day on Dispatches about how AI is so like on point with how it creates certain things. So, who's to say that they actually don't look like that? There's no end of. The police said there's no identification of third party involvement. Detectives are still treating the case as an active, sensitive investigation. Yes, it is. Several hypotheses are being examined, including the possibility of the women. Yeah, they said that they're examining a lot of theories of maybe the ladies got into the water themselves. That one, I personally don't believe they would have done that. Three black girls getting into Brighton's beach, a dirty beach water at night. Hair, with their hair. Nah, I don't really see that. I don't see that, but I'm not making my own theories. I just don't. I will personally debunk that. What do you guys think? Do you think that they will? Like, I don't think so. Me personally, this is why I believe this is a sensitive matter and deep investigation. And for them to make this an operation shows how deep they investigate, how sensitive this matter is, because not one, but all three of them to get, yeah, I don't understand. But it's not for me. We want to know the answer so we can understand. So the police are reviewing the CCTV footage. I remember I was speaking about that in my last video, how strong Brighton is with CCTV and how clear their CCTV. They've got one of the best forms of CCTV in Brighton. I know that for a fact. Witnesses accounts from bars, clubs and venues. The timeline roughly between 10 p.m. and 5:30 a.m. between the 12th of May and the 13th of May. And anyone that was there on Brighton Beach or might have seen anything, get in contact with the right authorities to try to, you know what I mean? Try to help, because we don't understand. And why is Brighton Beach condition are central to the investigation? Several reports note concerns about shingle shelf near Black Rocks and Madeira Drive where seabed drops suddenly. Local coverage witness have suggested someone unfamiliar with the area could quickly get into danger, especially at night or in rough water. Weather and sea conditions in the morning were described as windy and chippy. Investigators are examining whether one sister's got into trouble, the others entered the water to try to help, or all three were overwhelmed by the currents and the steep of the drove. Police are not officially confirmed this scenario, but it is widely regarded as one of the main working theories in the UK reporting. And yeah, man, I don't theories are theories, but we need to get everyone can have a theory. You understand what I mean? And this is why the police need to the same oomph, the same drive that they had with finding Madeline and doing these things, yeah. And I'm not just pointing out Madeline because it was just a sample I used in my last video, but there's been many cases. where they go above and beyond, and I just want to believe that they are going above and beyond. And it's sad to feel like uh, a UK, born in the UK, born in Guy's Hospital, you know what I mean? It's sad to feel that when me or one of my peoples or someone that looks like me or any shade, yeah, gets into these forms of situation, we feel like is not getting investigated to the highest. And sometimes, never ever get it twisted, sometimes in certain cases they are. But it's just a feeling we just feel. And that's work that needs to be done. Do you understand what I mean? Like, that's work that needs to be done because this situation is actually so tragic. So, I just want to get into the to the statement from the father Joseph before I end this. Yeah, man, it's actually upsetting still. Their father Joseph issued an emotional tribute describing the sisters as joyful and strength of the family. The family member says the sisters were very close, lived together, and were known for heavy partying or risky behavior, and were not known. Let me repeat that. And was not known for heavy party or risky behavior. A particular tragic detail emerging in recent coverage that the sister's mother reportedly also died by drowning in 2010. Something relatives say deeply affected the family for years afterwards. So even that, just that alone, yeah, I don't know, like, would they have a personal fear of water? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's why I don't, and I read this before, that's why I don't really listen to theories. I just want to know facts. And if you're like me, let me know in the comments. If you don't like theories, everyone can have a theory. You know what I mean? And some theories can be far-fetched. Some theories could be close to the truth. You know what I mean? But there's only so much without facts. Yeah, and people, yeah, like I've heard like a couple nasty stuff, and I've seen it in certain comments, even in my comments on my last content. A lot of people, majority 98% of people was so supportive, and like I've been seeing a lot of racist comments and like saying serial killing and trafficking. Like, guys, let's wait until facts, yeah, and especially when let's find out the facts. And when we get the facts that they believe, when they say these are the facts, that's when we start to scrutinize. You understand what I mean? Theories are theories. We can be here all day scrutinize many theories. And out of respect to their family, out of respect to their father Joseph, let's not do that. Okay. So guys, girls, mums, dads, this one is an update about the three sisters that were found dead at Brighton Beach. Again, condolences go out to their family, go to their father Joseph, to their whole immediate family. And yeah, man, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, man, I don't really like doing updates on news like this, but it has to be done. You understand what I mean? It actually has to be done. It actually has to be done. But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe, whoosh.